What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, it's been well chronicled extensively here at the channel over the last year, the movement to Black Widow and really the entire Marvel Phase 4 slate because of the COVID pandemic, having to move the movie twice and now just less than 2 months away from its theatrical release. But reading the landscape, knowing where we are with vaccines, the fact that some theaters aren't even open at all, the ones that aren't open to full capacity, could Marvel really move forward with a theatrical only release for Black Widow? We also heard the stories of the old guard and new guard split within Disney, who had completely different ideas about what the future of the company should be. Well, now we're getting a ton of rumors coming from industry insiders and basically all over the industry that not only will a decision be made this week on Black Widow, but it might not be what you think. We're going to break down what the rumor is saying about the new Black Widow release, what it'll mean for both the box office and Marvel, and of course, what's going on with Disney+. We're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 800,000 subscribers, as well as Disney+ subscriptions every Friday while the shows are live. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit that subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So to catch you up to speed, Marvel has said out loud and publicly that the future of Marvel and Disney is definitely their streaming service, Disney+, but that they had hoped to continue to bring us projects both theatrically and at home on video on demand, and that for Black Widow, it would stay as a theater-only release. Well, as I mentioned moments ago in the prologue, there are a lot of things and factors right now that make that sort of impossible unless Marvel wants to forego a huge amount of their box office, and because this really just comes down to money, it's looking more and more likely that these rumors are saying there's going to be a co-release, much like HBO did, putting it in theaters where it's possible, but also putting Wonder Woman 1984 directly on its HBO Max release as well. Now, there are a lot of people who argued they should have just done this last year, put Black Widow on Disney+, but there were obvious reasons. Scarlett Johansson's first Black Widow-led movie, they wanted to keep it in theaters and keep that sort of community reaction that we've all grown to come and love for Marvel movies. Keep that real, and we get that, but right now, the way the landscape reads, they would lose a ton of money if they put Black Widow only in theaters, and even if they put it only in theaters for a couple of weeks, and then dropped it on Disney+, if people knew it was coming right around the corner on Disney+, it might stop them from going to the theater anyway, meaning horrible numbers at the box office. And it's already been said publicly, there are a lot of other studio houses that are looking towards Black Widow as a litmus test to see where theaters are at right now. Well, the rumors are coming from industry insiders like Daniel Rickman, a couple of other places in the industry, that not only will a decision be made this week on Black Widow and announced by Marvel, but that it's looking more and more like a co-release where they'll put it on Disney Plus and in theaters where possible, and you'll get to choose where you see it. I don't see them doing that going forward as things is quote-unquote get back to normal. I'm sure that they will leave some movies for theatrical release only, but as I've said with a couple of friends earlier this year, we've talked about it and I've said it in videos, I don't see that really happening till maybe the end of the year with Spider-Man 3. I know the recent announcement for Venom just pushing it back into fall. People have started noticing that they're already booking huge music festivals. The world is trending towards quote-unquote back to normal. But for right now and in just a couple of months, again, unless Marvel and Disney want to take a huge hit on the box office, there are theaters in cities that aren't even open. And the ones that aren't open to capacity. Unless they plan on putting Black Widow on every single screen, there's just no real way that this would work. And again, as we heard last year, there was a huge rift, a chasm between the old guard and the new guard within Disney. The older folks there, literally older as in age, the people who've been there for a while, think that there's no way that those kind of movies should ever go on Disney+, while the new guard wanted them to release Black Widow on Disney+ last year. And in retrospect, that may have been the best idea. One final thought I'll leave you with as it pertains specifically to the MCU. The other studio houses are not in this sort of stuck boat, but the MCU definitely is. All of these movies, all of these Disney Plus projects, they're all meant to work together. One thing leads to the next. The narrative through line for the stories is meant to connect. Easter eggs, character introductions, plots, even where the movies and TV shows are set on the timeline for the MCU, it would be impossible for them to do anything like pushing back the slate again now that they've started with the Disney Plus shows. And I don't think there's a single Marvel fan who wants to hear them come out for a third time and move this Marvel Phase 4 slate. Again, Marvel being in a very unique position with how many properties they have stacked over the next 2 or 3 years. And while I argued I didn't think they'd ever give us another full slate release ever again, in December they dropped a ton of new projects slated for just the next 24 to 36 months, meaning they're sort of locked in to putting Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals. These movies have to come out at some point. Luckily for them, they had just launched Disney Plus, and as we saw with WandaVision, and now as has been reported by The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they've been huge successes, commercially and critically for that matter. So the fact that they would shy away from the platform when it's already presented itself, look, we wouldn't even be having this discussion if Disney hadn't have launched Disney Plus or if it was brand new. Trust me, a company that big with that many resources would have moved towards this anyway. But now here we are, just a month or so, a couple of months away from Black Widow's release. I guess it's in late April, early May. Again, and theaters aren't open. So I think for fans, understanding, reading the landscape, for Marvel as well, unless they're going to take that huge hit, Disney is going to announce Black Widow, and this is purely speculation on my point, but if they're coming with an official announcement this week, it would be ludicrous if it was anything else than a co-release. That's what I'm calling for, and I anticipate that at least for Black Widow, maybe not Shang-Chi and Eternals, which are set to come later this year, we're going to be able to watch it on Disney Plus, and I argue that's something they probably should have done last year while nobody was doing anything during the quarantine. Everybody would have watched it. If you didn't have a Disney Plus subscription, you would have at least picked it up for that. I don't know how I feel about video on demand being extra money, an extra $20 to watch something when I already pay for the subscription service, but I don't think they're going to hear a lot of complaining coming from the fan base. Let me know all your thoughts down below, guys. Weigh in. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's the obvious, the duh choice at this point? Or if they announce a theatrical release only, do you think they're sort of shooting themselves in the foot? Let me know all your thoughts down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 800,000 subscribers, which we are right around the corner from. We're also giving away Disney Plus subscriptions every Friday while the shows are live. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the future prizes, all the same rules always apply. Hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be selected and announced at the end of videos the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content is to hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, and as always, if you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple places. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram under IamFires. I post a lot of Marvel and MCU stuff, but you also get to keep up with my life. You can also hear my original music under All Fires on Spotify, YouTube, any platform that has music. All Fires is my musician moniker. You can hear my original solo project there. Also, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Novellin, and every Friday in the middle of the morning, bright and early or late, depending on which coast you're on, we do a watch-along party. I watch the Disney Plus shows as you watch them at home, and then we all react and have discussion together. If you want to catch that, I'll see you this late Thursday night, early Friday morning for Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 2. See you guys soon. Thanks for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again.